I just didn't understand, and just how deep rooted they are in hip hop. And they made us aware of it before, we even found out from other people that there was this expectation.
Have you heard the latest news from Hollywood? It's scalding hot and messier than a bad dye job. You'll want to grab a glass of wine because the details are as juicy as a ripe peach. So, remember when the feds raided Diddy's huge La Mansion a few weeks ago? Word on the street is that they found something that has everyone holding their breath. A whole network of secret underground tunnels.
Diddy's $40 million mansion that was raided has an underwater tunnel. Interesting, huh? Why does you have a tunnel, right?
But wait, things get stranger still. Some say that these caves go all the way to the legendary Playboy Mansion. Think about the dirty tricks that must have been played in those dark, barely lit passageways. My mind is going crazy with all the X-rated ideas that could happen.
They also found in P. Diddy's house was underground tunnels. When you think about underground tunnels, when you think about the elite, when you think about that community in Brooklyn that was building underground tunnels, when you think about the elite building underground tunnels, when you think about Epstein.
And 80s, 4 actors had secret underground tunnels directly from their homes to the Playboy Mansion.
Whoa.
Now here's where things take a wonderfully scandalous turn. Apparently, Diddy wasn't the only A-lister getting his freak on in the caves. There are rumors going around like wildfire that Will Smith was a regular visitor, and that he and his friend Diddy did all kinds of bad things there. Sure, it sounds too good to be true, but Diddy's old bodyguard gang deal is spilling all the juicy details, and I can confirm that they're scalding. This person says that he saw some seriously compromising moments between the two stars. According to Deal, Diddy and Will were more than just friends. They were full-on partners in debauchery. He says that he saw them in intimate clinches that would shock you to your core. This isn't just harmless flirting, folks. Deal is making bombshell claims about them. How do I say this in a light, close, and personal way?
This rapper and him, they all in the room together. It's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper.
Now, the Deal was pretty coy about dropping any names, but the gossip mill doesn't stay quiet for long. The hottest whispers suggest that Diddy's mystery tunnel bunk buddy was none other than Will Smith himself. I know it sounds crazy, but just think about it for a second. Before he made it big as an actress, Fresh Prince was ripping up the rap game, winning a huge number of Grammys. Thus, he obviously fits Deal describes a successful rapper.
And the Grammy goes to Will Smith. Get out of here!
But it gets even. Messier so. If the gossip is true and Will was Diddy's secret tunnel lover, then means their underground adventures were happening directly beneath the eyes of their own families. Can you picture the amazing audacity? Diddy's freak-off parties were already notorious for hosting all kinds of debauched antics with A-listers and industry elite. But if he was really sneaking off to those tunnels for some extracurricular bonding with Will Smith, then who knows what else went on down there? And that's not even the worst part. Remember how Deal claimed Diddy's parties sometimes involved young people being present? Apparently his famous pals would bring their own offspring along for the wild ride, and you'll never guess whose teen son was allegedly in attendance at these sordid shindigs. None other than Jaden Smith himself? That's right. The very same Jaden who went on a Twitter tirade blowing the lid off his parents' supposed underground antics. And get this, according to the rumor mill, poor Jaden was so traumatized by whatever went down in those tunnels that he wanted to legally separate himself from Will. And Jada, can you believe that their own son wanted to disown them? Now we all know the Smiths have always been a little unconventional when it comes to parenting. Who could forget those cringeworthy interviews, where Will would full-on make out with Jaden on camera? I'm talking lingering open-mouth kisses that had everyone...
No.
At the time, they tried to play it off as some kind of loving father-son bonding, but let's be honest, there's fatherly love, and then there's whatever twisted nonsense Will was doing with that kid's mouth on national television. Apparently, those awkward smooches were just the beginning. Once the curtain was pulled back on the Smith sordid underground life, Jaden understood his home environment was anything but normal or healthy.
Just want him to feel the affection, you know? Like,
And it's true. I mean, there is a thing where I know you were like, but when
I want to kiss you and just say Jaden.
enjoy it. Just keep it smile. Keep it smile.
Just keep a smile. Just keep a smile. Just keep a smile. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Guy. According to insiders, the poor kid felt so betrayed and lost all trust in his parents that he saw no choice but to formally extricate himself from their mess. Can you picture being a teenager and having to take those extreme measures against your own mom and dad? It's the stuff of nightmares, but when you hear the whispers about what really went on in those tunnels, Jaden's desire to distance himself makes total sense. The hottest gossip says he was dragged to Diddy's.
You're just trying to help them become what they already are.
I'm talking about grown adults engaging in hardcore debauchery, music industry bigwigs cutting dodgy backroom deals, and reportedly even underage persons being exploited, all while the champagne flowed and millions of dollars changed hands. No wonder Jaden was so eager to cut ties. Who knows what kind of trauma the poor thing endured before finally hitting his breaking point. Just thinking about the horrors he must have witnessed. Of course, the Smith family has denied all the rumors and insisted their bond is as strong as ever. But can you really believe anything they say at this point? Especially after all those creepy kisses with Will. I don't know about you, but I have a hard time thinking there's nothing more sinister going on behind closed doors. Why else would their own flesh and blood want to formally renounce them if they were just a no jaguar? Wright is backing up Jaden's claims that he was indeed done dirty by his father Will, and Uncle Diddy talk about a bombshell revelation, but then Jaguar took it to a whole other nightmarish level by alleging that Jada knew Will was out here as an underage boys, including their own son Jaden and one of Jaden's friends. I mean, what kind of fresh hell is this according to Miss Wright's racy TJ, was fully aware of what her husband was apparently up to with these—
That he know that Will Smith, Jaden, he Bashir and Neat Mills, and you know it, Bilal.
Coincidence? I think not, guys. The rumor mill is buzzing with whispers that poor Jaden may have been subjected to some serious trauma during those tunnel trysts. No wonder the kid's so keen to cut ties with his famous fam. Now I know what you're thinking. Where's the proof? Well, none of these lurid claims have been substantiated yet, but that hasn't stopped fans from guessing up a storm. The biggest buzz going around is that any claimed mistreatment Jaden faced most likely took place in those very same underground tunnels, concealed from prying eyes. I mean, can you imagine the horrors that could unfurl in those confined passageways? Those poor tunnel walls must have some seriously sordid tales to tell if we could only get them to talk. And just when you thought this scandal couldn't get any juicier word on the street, is that Diddy is facing a slew of lawsuits and claims around say, suddenly those tunnels are taking on a whole new sinister meaning, aren't they? The big question on everyone's lips is how the heck did all this madness stay under wraps for so long? Well, according to the rumor mill, Diddy specifically bought that mansion because of the pre-existing tunnel system, allowing him to carry out his alleged misdeeds without a soul being the wiser. It's a twisted web of depravity, scandal, and secret that's got Hollywood in a full-blown meltdown. Everyone is dying for the truth to come out. But you can bet your bottom dollar that the rich and powerful will do whatever it takes to keep those skeletons locked firmly in the closet. But let's be real, that's precisely what makes celeb gossip like this so addictive, isn't it? Us mere mortals can't get enough of peeking behind the curtain and catching a glimpse of the sordid underbelly of the filthy rich and famous. It's deliciously deviant. I know inquiring minds are going to want all the juicy, uncensored details as this insane saga continues unfolding, so you'd better hit that subscribe button and smash the notification bell, because you know I'll be serving up every drop of piping hot gossip the second it hits the streets, and while you're at it, drop your wildest takes down in the comments. What do you make of these twisted rumors? Are the Smiths really a den of depravity behind closed doors? Was Jaden an innocent victim caught up in his parents' sordid misdeeds? Could beloved celebs like Will and Diddy actually be? No, I can't even say it out loud, it's just too dark. But you already know the streets are talking, and where there's smoke, there's usually a raging dumpster fire underneath it all. So let's hear your unfiltered thoughts while we wait for the next bombshell to drop.